So I know one of the questions you're probably asking yourself if you saw our first video is, hey, you're on 3 acres of land. Why do you have a 60 horsepower tractor? It's a good question, and I thought about it a lot. My dream is to have a inverted snowblower on the back for winter, and most of the ones I was looking at were required 45 horsepower for the, well, really 35 to 45 for rear PTO horsepower. So when you start looking at, and the other thing is I wanted a cab. So, and I'm so happy I did. It is so dusty out here when we were doing the dirt work. When it's blowing and hot and dirty, it's nice to be inside in the air conditioning. And in the winter moving snow here in Iowa, I think I'm going to love it even more, having that cab with the heat. So I don't have any regrets about the cab. And when you looked between like the 35 horsepower and the 45 and the 60, to me, the price difference wasn't great enough. I just wanted the option if we need more down the road for something that we got it. And I'm very, very happy with this tractor. So the NS, you can find other videos. I did a lot of research. It's a little sad because there's not actually as much out there on Kioti as other brands. But I really think of the ones I drove, I really like the Kioti the best by far, and that includes John Deere. So, but the one thing about Kioti on this NS is I think it's a combination of the DK and the NX tractor. So I think it has a heavier duty front end and all the benefits of the DK. So I'm happy with it, super happy. I wish they would have made a few changes. There is an option for your auto, or what do they call it, pedal link, where it links your throttle to your forward pedal or reverse pedal. So the faster you push to go faster, it revs the RPMs up and then idles them down after you let off. My dealer told me just run the tractor on high RPM, PTO RPM or above, and you will not have to worry about regen, and the tractor likes it better. So idling these tractors with the DPF filters is not what they like, is what he told me. So, and I have run this thing pretty much full RPM, whatever I'm doing. So unless I'm getting out of the tractor to move things or get things, it's usually above the PTO RPM for the tractor. And so far, with almost 70 hours on it, I haven't regened. So, and I think that's why. But great tractor. On the grapple, I wish I would have gotten the one that had the independent clamping on the top of the grapple. My grapple just has one that comes down, and certain logs, limbs, trees, when you get them in there, it doesn't clamp well because one side is bigger than the other. Other than that, I love the equipment. Ironcraft, I didn't know a lot about them, but I love the implements. So they've been bulletproof. I've operated a John Deere 4066R for a little bit, very little bit. I think this cab is a lot better than the John Deere. I think it's quieter, and it lifts just about as much as a 4066R. So, and it's a heck of a lot cheaper. Finances were a big part of why we bought this tractor. They had great financing options, and the price was right. So let's start going over some of the things we love about it. The horsepower of the engine works great. It's quiet inside the cab and easy to access all the stuff. So we've got our air filter up front. It's easy to get to. We've got our battery, easy to get to if we need to jump it. To check the oil, it's kind of hidden behind these hydraulic lines for the loader, but you can get to it. You just kind of got to learn the trick. Oil filter is easy to get to. Fuel filter is easy to get to. Overall, we cut a piece of angle iron just to keep us safe here with the loader up. But you put that in, it's easy to work on with the hood up. The one thing I don't like about the Kioti is the stock lights that you get with the NS6010 are really dim at night. So that was one of the first things we did is we upgraded to LED light bars on the front and the back. I'd have to go look that up in Amazon. We got them off of Amazon. They work great. We tied them into the light switches for the front and aft rear work lights, and it seems to be no problem. The amperage seems to handle it. So far, so good on that. So here you can maybe get a little closer look at where I'm talking about for the oil filter. It's kind of the red knob hidden kind of behind those hydraulic hoses. It is hard to get to. I wish it was a little easier because you're checking that every day, but it works out all right. So the tires, I went with the R14s. I was surprised they don't really tear up the yard. So they're kind of the hybrid tire. They're not a turf tire, they're not an ag tire. They've been good in the snow. We didn't get a lot of snow this past winter, but they seem to work great when I was pushing the little snow we did get. It's got the KL5810 loader. I want to say it's 2,500 pounds. You're going to have to check me on all the numbers for the load lift capacities. But really for what we do around here, we're not hauling round bales. I think I've lifted probably 1,000 pounds is about the heaviest I've lifted with this. Handled it no problem. Our rear tires are loaded with rim guard. I kind of need it on the slopes too for a little stability. So I'm happy I did that. But it definitely helps with the load lift capacity. So right now I've got the Ironcraft FRF 165 flail mower. This is probably the purchase I'm most happy with. We had a couple little issues when we first got it, that a couple of the hydraulic lines, couplings were loose, but other than that, it's been bulletproof. And we have really cleaned up the property around here using this thing. So it also came, I bought a box blade, a 72-inch box blade for the rear, and that's an Ironcraft one also. Works great. Happy I got that. We've got grapple for the front. We did put the third function on it, opted for that. It's a 72-inch, and we also have a 72-inch bucket that came with the loader. So one of the great things back here on the back is you do have the handle for raising and lowering the 3-point hitch when the tractor's running without getting back in the cab. That's a great thing. The other thing is the PTO shaft cover lifts up and flips away so you can get access to the hooking up the PTO. It's got the adjustable telescoping 3-point arms, and that makes hooking up the different implements a lot easier. Really like that. Plus it's got the, now I'm going to screw up what the name is, but these bars here where we can pull out the pin and adjust the sway of the 3-point hitch. So you can lock it into whatever position you need. So no complaints at all on the back end. I think the horsepower is 45 horsepower off the PTO, 59 or 60 horsepower for the tractor. Fenders back here are plastic. The hood is metal. So the gas tank is down here. It's in an all right position. It's kind of nice because you can rest your fueling can on the front tire as you're filling up. I think it holds somewhere just over 10 or 11 gallons. Seems to burn maybe a little over a gallon an hour. I bought this from, well, I'll even show you the name and the number. Travis was our salesman down there in Nashville for Larry Stoves and Equipment. Can't say enough great things about Travis or the owner. So they treated me right. We went with with them just because they were so easy to deal with and they just had phenomenal pricing. If you haven't seen his YouTube channel, go check that out. He has great combo deals. You can get it, which we did too. We ended up getting a trailer, which you can see back over there. 10,000-pound trailer. This with the loaded tires, we're right about max for the trailer. So when we throw on a implement, but it tows great. The trailer, I would have done some things different now that I know. I'm a first-time tractor owner, and that would have been one thing we would have changed a little bit. But I like it. It works for us. We're not going to use it very much anyway. Now we're here. But we were moving it around a little bit when we first got it. And the ramps were giving us some fits on that trailer. But so access is easy getting in and out. This is Kit Kat. She's ornery. We've got the adjustable seat, so you can increase the spring rate to give you a little more cushion depending on your weight. It goes forward and back quite a bit. You've got the diff lock engagement down here, and that brings me to the next thing, is the adjustment for the how fast the 3-point hitch goes up and down is that round knob. I don't know how I do it, but it seems like every time I get in, I hit it. So whenever I go to put the 3-point hitch down, it won't move. So it's just, for me, it's in a bad spot. Maybe it works for others. But when I do it, I know immediately, because the 3-point doesn't come down, I just go down there and twist it off a little bit, and it goes right down. And you can adjust how fast that goes up and down depending on what you're doing. So 6-year powertrain warranty on the tractor, which was another selling point. Let's hop up. So we did break the small back window. I don't know what hit it, but something did. I never heard it, but it did shatter. It stayed in place. I've got to call in to see what the cost is for the replacement on that and if they'll ship that up. It's got defrosted windows. Travis said they spec most of these out on the higher end, so they give you a back wiper, they give you the rear defrost, and then they also give you a radio. So the speakers are okay. They're nothing better than okay, but it works. I think I would upgrade those if you really care about music. So inside, you've got 2 levers. One's a brake. This is the brake release, is the orange that I've got my foot on. And then you've got a steering wheel tilt. And that's nice. You can see the dash there. Not super digital or anything, but it gives you what you need. Up top, we have our air conditioning and our heat controls. It's got a really nice visor. And then it's also got a really great mirror. So we got the 2 outside mirrors came standard and the inside mirror, and they've come in super handy. And then down here, let's get you a picture of that. So we've got our hazard button, and then we have electronic 4-wheel drive. That's nice to just flip it on the go when you need it, turn it off, gives you a light that tells you it's on. Down below, here is another one of my big complaints. I don't know if it's just my brain, but these pedals are backwards to me. So in a car, your gas and go is on the right and your stop is on the left. So in my brain, it works that the reverse should be on the left and the go should be on the right. Takes a long time to kind of get that in your head, but once you do, it's all good. So up here, we did option for the second remote. We've got the 3rd function on the control for the loader. The throttle's up here, which I like. Everything is on real close to your right hand. So I wish we did have a third remote for the back. I would like to have a hydraulic top link, but we didn't get that. We may do that down the road. Now I'm going to have to take you out of the holder here. So you've got your armrest that flips up, and on the side you have draft control in the blue, and then the black is your 3-point. I thought, I'm kind of a bigger guy. Thought my arm would be tight in there, but really there's plenty of room. I don't have any problems operating the up and down on the 3-point. Makes it kind of convenient where everything is right at my right hand. Up here we have a cruise control. This is your I'm going to come back to that because I'm forgetting right now. Regen. I'm sorry, there we go. So this is your regen. This is your automatic PTO shutoff. So when you raise the 3-point, it'll turn off your PTO if you'd like it to. I usually don't use that. When I'm using the flail more, I just keep it on 100% of the time. Up here, we've got your PTO on and off. We got the work lights front and back. And like I said, I wired these LED lights right into that. And plenty of amperage, even though they're pretty low amperage fuses. Windshield wipers front and rear, and the rear defrost. Side windows open up, which is nice. That gives you a nice breeze in and out. So we've got a little cubby hole back here. I've got tools. Flip it around here. The window back there opens up nice and wide. You've got a great view down for the attachments. And then if we come over to the left side, I've got a bunch of stuff in here. But you got a cup holder. You got a cup holder on the other side. You've got a little tray here for your fuses. If you pull this up, the fuses are underneath. You can put a cell phone or something in there. We do have charging. We got a USB there. And that is a cigarette lighter, which has not been used. I do use the USB. We've got vents, 2 on the side, 4 up front. And then we have the return air on the back. So you can either get fresh air or recirculate. The brakes you can split. I always run them combined. Okay, one other thing I don't like is that to get out of the tractor with it running, you have to be in neutral. You have to have the parking brake set down there. You have to have your selector in neutral. And the problem with that is that if you go to move this into neutral, it usually goes into neutral, no problem. You hop out, hop back in, and then it seems to be a pain in the butt to get it back into a gear. So you have to come down here, step on the throttles a little bit, the hydrostat either reverse or forward, and then all of a sudden it'll seem to go in. But that is one glitch I found. I don't know if that's just to my tractor or if that's common with all of them. It seemed the 4066R was the same way. But so over here, all you have is your high, medium, and low, and then you've got neutral in between each one, which is nice. So I'll start it up here real quick just so you can see the dash. So you can see, it's easy to see that you know when you're in neutral. You can see the parking brakes on. And as long as you've got that, you can get out of the seat. But if I put it in gear and get out of the seat, then it'll shut off. If I throw it into four-wheel drive, front assist, you do get the icon to help remind you that you're there, so you can shut it back off if you get on dry pavement. Hey, thanks for finding our video today. So hope you enjoyed a quick overview on the NS6010. It's been a great tractor. If you want, think about subscribing. We're building a barn dominium here in eastern Iowa. Our building, we found out, will be back here in July. Well, it'll be delivered sometime in July on 2 semis, hopefully the end of July. And we're going to start on that project really shortly. So it should be exciting, and we're going to try and document all that. So, hey, thanks for viewing this, and we appreciate you. So take care, be kind to each other.